Hi gun people. Wanted to go over a couple of last videos I did here a little bit. I'll show you the nail stuff. Sun finally came out today. For those keeping up Mr. T, he's doing okay. He stopped his medicine today and he's still on soft food for a few more days. So let's talk about the last couple of videos I did, because there was a lot of confusion. Not really what my normal viewers, and I don't know if some of them were trolls, but there seems to be can a cop do something that a citizen can't? And everybody's like, well, if a citizen did that, you know, it would never fly. If and butsy coconuts, maybe. I've seen some DAs hold cops accountable, and I've seen some DAs cut citizens slack. Now the odds are, I would probably agree with you that if you as a civilian or citizen, as a concealed carry person, got in a shooting, they hold you to a higher standard than cops, which is absolutely just crazy to me. Cops are supposed to professionally train background, they're in law enforcement, they go to the range, they know the law, they study the law, they make arrests, they testify in court. They should have a much better grasp and higher threshold for them to use force and justify it. In my book, anything that a cop gets away with, a citizen should get away with. There shouldn't even be close. Cops should only be held more accountable than citizens. Never should citizens be more held accountable than government. But that's not true. Although the law is pretty clear, it does not give cops greater authority to use force. Where the disparity comes in is the courts look at, as a citizen, you're not paid by the government, you're not enforcing laws, and you usually have a choice on whether you're there or to be engaged in something. Whereas cops, they say they don't have a duty to retreat, they can't be deemed the aggressor, therefore we give them more leeway when they use force and they didn't digress or back away. Now, are those abused? Yeah, I think they are. But for the cop that shot, the off-duty cop that shot the guy in the back, man, I don't know how many times I got to say it. Shooting somebody in the back is not a bad thing. I'm telling you. If you go, and the best example is I walk in a bank, and I'm standing in line, and I'm next in line, and a guy in front of me walks up there, pulls a gun out, and points it at all the tellers, says, start filling up money. He is a threat to everybody in that store. He's not a threat to me. If I walk up behind him, pull my gun out, put it to the spine of his neck, and shoot him in the back of the head, that's going to be justified all day long. Rick, you can't shoot somebody who wasn't a threat to you. Well, I'm just telling you, you can run around and scream with your hair on fire. I'm telling you, if somebody's robbing a bank and you walk up behind him and shoot him in the head, you are going to be justified all day long. He is a threat to everyone in the store. He is a threat to you if he turns around. You have a gun. You're protecting other lives. You can use force to protect yourself or others. You can use force, deadly force, if you think yourself or others are in seriously bodily harm of a threat. A guy waving a gun around in the commission of an armed violent felony robbery is a threat to everybody, including you, even though he's not pointing the gun at you, and even though he doesn't even see you or hasn't talked to you. He is still a threat to you. And if you don't believe me, there's plenty of cases out there where bank robbers have shot people when they were laid on the ground. There's plenty of cases where robberies have went down and they told everybody, get on your knees, lay down. They robbed a store, and they came back and said, sorry, no witnesses, and shot people in the head. Happens all the time. Somebody, oh, right down to happen that much. You're full of crap. It happens all the time. Hell, it happened, I don't know, probably 10, 20 times just in the areas that I worked in my surrounding areas. So don't tell me that crooks do not shoot people, especially if they know they're going to prison if they get caught. Which is why when the liberals tell women, oh, if you're raped, just blow this whistle. Cooperate. You'll be okay. Don't fight. Be passive. Try to be a good witness. Remember what he looks like. Try to remember if you can describe his thigh bone. Whatever. Whatever the hell the liberals are trying to sell people, saying you don't need a gun, you don't need to be aggressive, you don't need to fight back. we don't have room for that. You just got to be a good little victim and blow your whistle, and then maybe the guy will let you go. So that's just stupid to me, because there's a lot of people that don't want to go to prison, and after they rape you, they're like, the odds of me getting convicted with you dead, no victim, no crime, my odds go up tremendously. If you don't want to get convicted, you don't leave witnesses. So, back to shooting somebody in the back. If a guy's robbing a bank and he never sees you, never points the gun at you, never confronted you, let's say you're not even in the bank. Let's say you walk in the bank, and when you walk in, there's a guy with a gun at tellers or at anybody. You can walk up and shoot that person, and you'll be good all day long. Now, if the guy happens to be an off-duty cop, and he was trying to take a felon into custody and you shoot the cop in the back of the head, you got issues. So you got to know, but most cops aren't going to go in the bank going, hey, put the money in the bag and start pointing at everybody. If somebody's waving a gun around, they're good to go. So that cop, that Richmond cop that shot the guy running, everybody's like, he turned away, he was running, he wasn't a threat, the cops just mean he killed him for no reason. Sorry. That guy was an armed, violent, fleeing felon. He had multiple ways that deadly force was authorized. He was a threat to the public, and maybe he wasn't a threat to the officer, and everybody gets caught up on that since he was no threat to the officer should have let him go. He doesn't have to let him go. He's justified and authorized to shoot, and I don't think he's going to get charged. Then other people were trying to say, well, he didn't point the gun at the officer, so to shoot him in the back without him pointing a gun at you is no good. So let me get this straight for all you legal experts out there, you legal Perry Masons and Matlocks. All you people out there that know the law so well, let me give you this. Guy robs a store, runs out. You're there with a gun. As he runs out, there's a lady standing there coming in, he just shoots her in the head. Keeps running. And then next time it comes around the corner, there's a man in a wheelchair, and he pulls a gun and shoots him in the head. And you got a gun, but he hasn't threatened you, and he hasn't pointed at you, and he's just running away, Rick. You can't shoot him. Well, that's because you're an idiot. Okay, I don't know how else to say it. If you can articulate the guy is a threat to other people and you are acting in defense of others, you're going to be good. And people are saying that anyone else would not have been good in that. I think when you get the racial element involved, white and black, and you get the liberals and all the, the black activists, Black Lives Matter, all them coming out, if a white guy does something, you're confusing that with whether or not it's legal. Because political pressure to charge things isn't with the law. Normally, a lot of times they don't get a conviction and it may not go through. Sometimes they do if there's enough, if they don't change the venue and they have it in the same area. But the law stays the same whether I'm black or white and whether I shoot a guy that's black or white. The law is the same. The only difference is how much the community can put pressure on these liberals, left-wing DAs that fold and don't go within the spirit of the law or the letter of the law. They go into political or I want to get reelected pressure, so I'll do what most people want. That's where you get issues. So what was the other case that I was going to mention that people were confused about? Oh, the cops getting shot and holding back the fire department. I mean, there's people justifying that. Well, Rick, if the fire department went in there and got shot, the cops would be in trouble. No, they wouldn't. Cops don't have a duty to stop the fire department from doing their job. No more than the fire department has a duty to stop cops. Okay? If I want to go in a burning building as a cop and a fireman goes, no, I can say, screw you. I'm going in. What are you going to do? Squirt me with your water hose? What, are you going to take away my donut? You're going to throw a freaking fire hydrant screw cap at me? If a fireman tells me as a cop that I can't go in a building and I want to go in, I'm telling him to pack sand. Shut the hell up and stay out of my way. Now, the fire department could easily, and to me, any fireman worth the salt would have went, screw you. There's houses burning down. There's people dying. We're here with water. We can stop it. I'll take the freaking risk. Remember, most firemen used to be, I don't know now with all the quota hiring, most firemen used to be type A risk takers. They take risks. They want to go fight fires. They want to do things that are risky. Now, they just want to do things, the dangerous thing they do is finding a parking spot at the grocery store so they can go pick out their lunch food. Or they block traffic for a banana peel on the road. Those are the dangerous thing most firemen do now. But a fireman worth his salt could have went, dude, this is a fire. You got no authority over the fire. The fire department always ran fire scenes, not the cops. I never told the fire department what to do as a cop. The fire department runs fire scenes. They run, hazmat situations. They run things that aren't criminal. And it doesn't matter whether it's an arson or it's not an arson. The fire department runs fires, and it's not criminal, and the cops ain't got the right to tell firemen, you ain't going in. They can say, we don't advise you. They can say, we don't think it's safe. They can say, we think there's an armed guy. And if a cop says, we think there's an armed guy, and I'm a fireman, I'm going to say, then do your damn job and follow me with your freaking gun and put your donut down and provide me some cover if I need it. But I'm fighting a damn fire. But that's me. You know, I'm kind of one of those rebel guys that think if I get paid to do a freaking job, I'm going to freaking do it, because I don't bitch when I collect my paycheck, so I'm not going to bitch about doing my damn job. But I digress. So let's look at these little things here. Which one is still doing pretty good? Dude, the nicest nail is Mobile 1. This is Marvel. That's the nicest nail. And on this side, Mobile 1. I don't know if the sun's picking that up. I'll kind of scan across all of them so in case you can see them. And hopefully in the sun you'll get a better view. Man, I gotta tell you, that freaking Mobile 1 protected the shit out of that nail. Alright, what do we got on this one? This was December 17th. What's the... Man, that Go Juice. Look at that freaking Go Juice. Damn, that's some good shit. Now, somebody went out and bought gun juice, and I'm sorry. And if you want me to pay for the gun juice that you bought, because I did say gun juice, I'll fucking send me, put your PayPal in a comment and say, dude, I went out and bought freaking gun juice because you said it, and because I didn't know it was Go Juice. Even though I think you're a dummy for not paying attention, because I showed a bottle and I kept changing it, saying was. My sprinklers just kicked on, so if you hear that, that's what it is. So, it's Go Juice, and I put a picture in the first video, but it did pretty damn good. The next one, Corrosion X, pretty freaking good. The next best one, and I'm looking at the back side. This one looks pretty good. What's this? 3-in-1. And maybe the next one is this guy over here. That's CX15. And that's just for me looking at the back side. These were put out December 17th. Out in the open. They might have been in the garage for a couple days when I did a video. I forgot to put them back out, but mainly they've been undercover somewhere outside. And the new ones really aren't rusting that much. I'm kind of shocked. So I'm going to go from the back side and tell you which one kind of looks, and I'll just move it along here. These were put out January 7th. And I figured that's slow enough for you to pause it. The crooked one is the Vaseline, and it's not doing too damn good. So it doesn't even look good from the back. But this last one, is that the control? See, even the control doesn't look that bad. And I don't know how long it takes to do it. I'm gonna put these on the other side of that horse trailer, because that's where I put the other one when I saw the most rust. So most of these look pretty good on the back side. I can barely tell the difference, except for the Vaseline is the only one that I can really tell the difference on the backside. This one's got some rust. I don't know what that one is. That silicone spray. That one's got some rust on the back. And this one right here has got some rust. What is this one? Hell, I can't read that. That's bacon, raw bacon. That's got a little raw bacon greases on the back. Other than that, most of them, this one's got some pretty good rust on it. What's this one? Mineral oil. Man, mineral oil's not doing too good. It might be the worst one on here. So I'll go, I think I already did these across. January 7th. So I'm going to put them all out over here. Continue the saga and see how long it takes that mobile oil. Now it's got me wondering how long it's going to take for that sucker to freaking start rusting. Alright, so those are the sprinklers you're hearing out there. And those are my septic sprinklers that after it goes through the little chlorine tablet, the water pump kicks on and it makes those 3 sprinklers dump the tank of the clear water supposedly, and then I don't know where the hell my horses went. There's one of the little rabbits over there. Both rabbits are still around. They were out here eating this morning. Put a little food right there. One of their little holes flooded out where the babies were, and I found all the dead babies. That was flooded out, so I'm wondering if the water ran them out last time when they died. But anyway, I don't know where the hell my horses went. They were way out in the pasture out there by the lake, but I don't know, or by the pond, but I don't know where they're at now. All right, we'll end that there.